welcome. This is Gruntzerker. I got a PvP build for you guys. This one right now is my top-rated build to run. It's a hazard protection build. Specialization, obviously, use firewall. People break my armor, they get put on fire, and I use it because of the med kit. And on top of that, if I have teammates with me, they get another 10% additional damage when they're near me. This is a Vector Super 90, so a Vector shotgun versatile build with Unbreakable. So I have 95.7 bleed resistance and 95.7 burn resistance. So Imperial holster doesn't do nothing to me. When I break someone's armor, if they have firewall, that does nothing to me. Bleed doesn't. It's amazing. When you actually put this build together and you start running it, you kind of realize on how important and serious this build is in gameplay. Because don't get me wrong, I love using my builds that have like 170 crit damage and shit, but when you get into a fight and you break that person's armor and they got unbreakable, you get put on fire, you have to hip fire, you have to kind of be in that situation where you have to hit all your shots while you're hip firing if you have a shotgun or something like that. But even if they got a tanky build, they pop their med kit right there and then, it's just too many chances of you dying in that situation. If you had hazard, you wouldn't even have that issue. But for saying so, Vector, 12 SMG, 8 crit chance, 9 damage under cover with Optimist. Super 90 with 14, 12, 10, and Optimist. And then it doesn't really matter. I just use the backed up bull stick. Hardly pull it out, but it does do some damage. So first things first is Gila Mask with 170k armor, 10 hazard, 12 crit damage, 9.5 resistance, burn resistance. You got a Seska backpack with 11.6 weapon, 8.7 crit damage, 10 hazard, 9.5 bleed resistance, and versatile. One of the massively OP talents in the game. Amplified total weapon damage for 10 seconds when swapping between primary and secondary if they are different. 35 to enemies with 15 meters for shotguns and SMGs. So no matter what, where I'm switching to, I'm getting another amplified damage of 35%, which is just insane. And then if you guys saw my DPS build back, or my shotgun DPS build, where I was like, oh, this could be meta, blah blah blah. That build definitely not meta, because yes, it did a lot of good damage, but every time I got put on fire, that's when I died. Every single time I got put on fire, that's when I would die. Because that shotgun DPS build is at 168 crit chance on or crit damage on my Eagle Bear, and 150 on my shotgun. So it shreds. But every time I shred that person and they put me on fire, that's what screws me. So I wanted to make a build that has just as much damage and can't put me on fire. So yes, if I fight you, you have 2 million armor, you pop an efficient medkit or any kind of medkit, I will shred you through that armor. But you actually have to hit all your shots too. You got to be accurate. You got a Badger chest piece, 170k armor, 8.8 hazard, 4.8 crit chance, 11.8 crit damage with Unbreakable. And then Seska glove with 12 weapon, 10 hazard, 12 crit damage, Grupo knee pads, 15 crit damage for the actual brand set, 15 weapon, 10 hazard, and 10.8 crit damage. So I'm getting another 25% crit damage right here, which is nice. And then the Yaw holster, 170 with 9.2 hazard, 10.8 crit damage. And then skills, I use this hologram because it's insanely crazy. In an enemy's perspective, this shit will almost make you teleport. You're like Goku with this shit. I was chasing this one guy and I looked up on the map and it said he had a manhunt. His manhunt skull was right there, so I ran after him, and as soon as I got there, it was a freaking hologram. And it made his actual icon invisible. You couldn't even see where he was at until he destroyed his icon. After he destroyed his hologram, it teleported him over there. I was like, it's actually really, really nice in certain situations. and then use the EMP for anybody's skills, you know, any of that bullcrap. So let's see the stats. We got 47.8 crit chance, 136 crit damage, 34 crit chance, and 126 crit damage with the shotgun. And then we'll look at the bleed resistance. You're at 97.5. You're at 88% on everything else. 97.5 burn and 97.5 bleed. So this build is very, very nice. If you're getting those people, those cheesy people who are sitting there camping the checkpoints with highs and stuff, yes, the initial explosive damage from the fire starter will hurt you a lot still, but none of the actual burning, none of the ticks, none of that stuff will even affect you. So it's just the initial damage. So if you're constantly moving, you're most likely not going to get messed up by that shit. But if you guys like the build, hit like and subscribe. Yeah, we got some system efficiency here. Done, bro. Get out of here. Are we going far left or far?
I'm just fucking lit, man. I'm just fucking lit. Drank a bottle of this shit, man. Bottle of this shit. I'm about to write a hit, man. About to write a hit. No, I'm never gonna quit, man. Never gonna quit. I just took another hit, man. Took another hit. I'm about to lose my shit, man. About to lose my shit. Does she have a fucking wristband? Yeah, she needs that shit. Better get her out real quick, man. Get her out real quick.
Are you the present or the future? Are you a drinker or a boozer? Are you a giver or a user? Are you a winner or a loser?
And I said that I would never back down. And I said that I would never back down. And I said that I would never back down. I swore that I would never fucking back down. Pass the bottle and the fifth, man. Bottle and the fifth. Cause I'm Well, I got nothing to miss, man, got nothing to miss.
Are you the present or the future? Are you a drinker or a boozer? Are you a giver or a user? Are you a winner or a loser? And I said that I would never back down. And I said that I would never back down. And I said that I would never back down. I swore that I